All right, so if you can look on the board there, I've written the rest of the examples for example one. This is the one that I had on the last video that I wanted you to try on your own. Now, as you can see, this number is significantly small, okay? It's extremely small. So I'm still going to follow the steps, but I'm going to go in the opposite direction of my counting. So to get my number, to get this number between 1 and 10, I'm going to go all the way down here. Boom. Now that's 4.92. So I got to go from the decimal that I put in here all the way to where the original one is, and I'm going to the left. You see, I have to count to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me count that again. And you should be counting as well. Don't let me have to do this. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I move 7 spaces to the left. If I want to write this number in scientific notation, it would be 4.92 times 10 to the negative 7. It's negative because I went to the left. Now, letter C is just like number 1. It's a big number. It's not as big, but it's a big number. I first put it in order between 1 and 10. So I have to put my decimal right there. So now I have 2.675. And then I'm going to go all the way, count all the way to the end, because you know there's like an invisible decimal right there when you're talking about whole numbers. So I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this number would be 2.675 times 10 to the 8th. No rounding, ladies and gentlemen. Every digit that you see that's not a 0 is in your C. You just have to make sure it's between 1 and 10. All right? Letter D, this is the last one. It's a very small number because it's got all those decimal places. I'm going to put my new decimal spot right there to make that 4.86. I'm going to move to the left to get to the original decimal place. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this last example here, the answer in scientific notation is 4.86 times 10 to the, I forgot how many I counted. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 to the negative 4. And it's negative because we went to the left. Okay? Now, again, if you just learned this in Math 8, this is just a review, trying to get you to remember. If it's new to you, just remember it's the counting that counts. You got to count and remember the direction that you're going in to get to your decimal place, okay? Now, if you look on your notes, the next section is going in the opposite direction. To write a number, if you're going from scientific to standard form, you just do the opposite. I mean, I'm not even going to write that down. So you see in your notes where it says to write a number from scientific notation to standard form, just do the opposite, okay? You count, right? No, you don't count. You take the number of exponents, the number, whatever that is, and that tells you how many places that you count. So let's look at example 2. Let's look at example 2. Can you see? Yes. So letter A says you have 7.02340. That's your C, times 10 to the 5th. All right. That 5 tells you how many you're going to count. It's a positive number, so you're going to count to the right. Okay, you're going to count to the right. So I start here at my decimal and I just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where I stop. So this number in standard form, you put in your commas, is 702,340. That's it. All right, so I started at the decimal and I counted. I went to the right because it was a positive number. And then for letter B, you got 3.096 times 10 to the negative 6. This is telling me that I have to start here, but it's negative, so I have to go to the left. Now, I know that you don't have anything, like I know you can just go one place, but remember, negative, those are zeros. So if I go one place here, the rest of the numbers will be 0. So if I went one place, I have 5 more to go, so that's 5 zeros. So your answer is, put your decimal there, because remember, it's very small. Can you see that? There. Put your decimal, because it's very small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 0, 9, 6. That's your number. And you can put a 0 there in front if you want. So the next video, we're going to take it up a notch.